This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This
Just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday.
Hey.
Friday. Feels good.
Someone's overplaying their hand down there. All right, let's jump right in. We're hearing from Russel Crowe after years away from the spotlight. Russel is best known for movies like The Quick and the Dead, LA Confidential, and A Beautiful Mind, one of my favorites, and Cinderella Man, another favorite of mine.
I love that.
But it was his iconic role as Roman General Maximus Decimus Aurelius that everyone remembers, and it's even won him an Oscar, my favorite movie of all time. But his career started to slow down after he starred in Proof of Life with Meg Ryan. The two also started a highly publicized relationship. He talked to GQ about his past, quote-unquote, bad behavior, saying he had a bleep ton of regrets, but that he wears them like a badge of honor. Russel also shared his feelings about Gladiator 2. The movie is expected to be released later this fall and stars Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, and Paul Mescal as Lucius. Let's watch.
I'm slightly uncomfortable the fact that they're making another one, because of course I'm dead and I have no say in what gets done. But a couple of things that I've heard, I'm like, no, that's not in the moral journey of that particular character. But I can't say anything. It's not my place. I'm 6 foot under.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel either because it's my favorite movie of all time. And when they do part twos of things, I know his character's dead now, and there are fantastic actors in part two. So I'm kind of on the fence as well. But Russel Crowe, I didn't even realize he's one of my favorite actors. All those movies are my favorite movies. So good for you, Russel Crowe, even though he's got a reputation off camera.
But hopefully, as he got older, I'm hoping that, for him to be as forthright to say I have regrets, but I wear them like a badge of honor. I wish that there was a follow-up question so we could really unpack what that meant. Because I do think that when he presents himself now on camera as opposed to before, and we're saying this with confidence because we know people that have interviewed Russel Crowe on the red carpet. He used to make the best of the best journalists and producers shake. So, but again, he was a young actor at the time who I do think is an actor's actor who does not want publicity, and he just wants to act. I'm not giving him any excuse for his bad behavior, but I'm hoping that he has learned from his mistakes, and perhaps we're going to see a comeback of Russel Crowe. So he does have some other projects in the works. He's not gone.
Do you think he needs a comeback?
I don't know. I feel like I just saw something with him that was like, is that Russel Crowe? Because I recognized him, but I didn't recognize him.
That means he needs a comeback.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe he's ready for his comeback. I think that, people do need a chance to atone for their bad behavior. Otherwise, it just doesn't incentivize anyone to want to admit that they were wrong in the past and then do something to rectify it in the future. Now, it's up to the people that were affected by that bad behavior if they're going to forgive and forget, or if they're going to try to, get their vengeance on you. So he's in an interesting position. Obviously, this is a very different stage in his life. But apparently he's Jeff's favorite actor, so maybe there's more Jeffs in the world.
Yeah, but you know what's
yes.
weird, Al? Like we live in this culture, right, of canceling people, but some people you just accept their behavior. So would Russel Crowe be the actor he is if he wasn't that guy off camera?
That's the question. I think a lot of great actors have a lot of demons, and that's where that greatness comes from. I always say that art cannot be created from anything but trauma. And if you look at the great civilizations and the art they produced, hip-hop came from inner city trauma.
Right.
You can't get that growing up on the beach in San Diego.
Right.
Like, your life is too good. And so probably the same things that created this personality that caused the Jeff Schroeder to be drawn to him and drawn to the characters he plays is probably the same thing that made him a jerk in a hotel. And I think that I don't know if one of those things could exist without the other. So I'm curious to see about his comeback, and I'm curious to see about Gladiator 2 because don't forget, nobody wanted to see a second Terminator until Terminator 2 came out, and they were like, this is awesome. And now that's a lot of people's favorite movie. So you don't know, and I think he might be a little worried about that too because Gladiator is his life's legacy. Let's be honest.
Cinderella Man was fantastic.
That was mine, yeah.
So good, so good.
I don't want to hang with him and get wild.
Yeah.
Well, remember, we just interviewed an actor that said he's hilarious.
Yeah, I bet he's a good time.
Yeah.
Even though he throws his cell phone at hotel employees. It's
Maybe
like,
that's-
oh, Russell, let's get out of here.
Yeah, it probably is.
He may have changed.
I hope not. All right. Can you believe it's been 25 years since the groundbreaking film The Blair Witch Project when it hit theaters? The film became a huge hit mainly because there was a big mystery around whether or not it was real. It was passed off as found footage from some student filmmakers who went missing in the woods of Maryland. The filmmakers even tried to keep up the mystery and didn't let the cast attend the premiere back in 1999. Smart move, I would say. Now 3 of the stars are speaking out. They told Variety they made $300,000 and never saw another dime. And get this, after the film hit $100 million, the filmmakers, they sent them a fruit basket. Ooh. Very insulting. The movie went on to make nearly $250 million globally.
I'm just going to admit something. I never saw this movie.
Erica, was terrifying because everyone thought it was real. It was
I never
scary.
saw it.
It's not your jam.
It's not. Scary movies are not my thing. I mean, it was in '99, so I was in high school, and I remember everyone talking about it, and I just pretended like I knew. I mean, it was easy to figure out. I used a lot of context clues and stuff, like what happened, but I wasn't going to
You had to fit in, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, look, as somebody that really has studied really specifically hip-hop and the contracts that those young guys were forced to sign. I think about De La Soul and like how one of the members died under a 10-album contract. If you watch the Wham documentary, there was this really interesting comment that George Michael said. He said, we were 2 broke 18-year-old kids and they made us sign a deal in a cafe, and that we knew nothing. They didn't know anything. So like
bands,
right,
American Idol, at least the earlier years.
Every young artist, Sam, and it's really disturbing. And I want to say that to say this. I also understand where the studios are coming from as well, because this is an investment. When they say we have investors for the film, when a film tanks, no one's going to give their salary back. But when it blows up,
true,
you do. It would be nice. You would give more, Sam, because you have heart. But like some of these studios, it's like they're not. They're like, look, you signed this.
Right. I'm sure when you have an independent film, $60,000. That's what the budget was. Nobody thought it would turn out to what it is today. I will say the caveat here is most actors, even because this isn't uncommon. Most actors, if they do have a hit movie and they only made a handful of dollars or whatever SAG was at the time, they're going to capitalize on that. These actors were not able to. The movie didn't premiere until a year later, and for a year when they could have capitalized on some sort of momentum, and again, I know it hadn't exploded yet, they couldn't. And even at the premiere, they weren't able to be there. It wasn't until later that they were actually showed their faces at, I think, the MTV Movie Awards that people are starting to connect the dots. So they didn't even have the added benefit of taking the momentum to help it go into their careers. So I do think that there's, I feel bad. I think that, the producer should have done more, in my opinion.
I almost don't. You know what I mean? If you're the creator of it and you had a vision of, I'm not bringing them on the red carpet, and you envisioned all that, and it was your project and your money you put in, you don't buy a house and say, hey, you know what, I flipped it, pass on, here's some cash, you know? At the time, you're taking, as an actor, the projects you get. And if they're like, we're going to give you $5,000 to do this, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You don't expect anything on the back end, especially starting out, because you're not smart enough to know that. I still get like little checks here and there from the small movies I did, and I wouldn't know if they didn't pay me or not, but I work with good producers that are like, hey, this is your cut. It's $32.10. Get some lunch. But I appreciate that it is. But a fruit basket is almost insulting rather than
just
nothing.
Don't send that. Just don't do that.
We got another story?
Send a gift card.
All right.
Oh, this is good.
This is funny?
This is
okay.
good.
Singer Chris Brown got into a bit of a pickle at a concert recently. He got stuck midair while being lowered down onto a stage at a show in New Jersey. He kept on singing, but in between breaks, he lost his cool and barked at the crew to get him down. Eventually, a ladder was brought in, and Chris was able to detach himself from the harness and got down safely and continue with the show. That was worth it.
Oh my God, there's nothing fly about that. Absolutely nothing. I feel bad for him. He knew. He was like, this is going to be such a moment. It just didn't work out.
Whenever you have to get a ladder out on stage while the audience is there, I don't want to peel back the curtain for the audience, but whenever there's a handyman and a Home Depot ladder, something has gone awry. Yeah, that's a rough one.
I
But
feel bad.
You know what's crazy, Jeff, as I look at this clip, is I'm like, the women love Chris Brown so much, even him coming down on a ladder, they're like, yes. And no matter what happens, the audience is there for it. And I mean, he handled it, I think, as a professional. He kept singing Erica.
No, he was mad.
I know, but he sang the verses and then yelled during the when the band
He
was
should have
playing.
leaned into it a little bit more.
Yeah,
And had
laughed.
a laugh. Yeah, had a laugh. All right, coming up on DBL, would you ever pay a celebrity? Erica's breaking down the new trend in what Erica's watching, and comedian and friend of the show, Jo Koy, is here. He's telling us about his new Netflix special.
Welcome back. Why did Roger go home for good? What's up with TikTokers tipping Chloe and Hallie? And who's on board for a Red Lobster comeback? In this week's What Erica's Watching. Now, if you watched Sister Sister, you've heard Tia and Tamara say, "Go home, Roger," to the quirky boy next door.
Go home, Roger.
Played by singer Marcus Houston, also the frontman for the R&B group Immature.
I love you. I don't wanna lie.
Many fans of the 90s sitcom also recall that Roger went home and didn't return for the show's final 2 seasons. Well, recently, a clip resurfaced of Marcus explaining why Roger disappeared, like Judy Winslow from Family Matters.
And once they start going out and everybody starts saying, "Go home, Roger," I was like, I don't want that.
He said his character Roger was taking over his group Immature. Now that Marcus has outgrown his Immature days, maybe it's time for Roger's comeback in a Sister Sister reboot or a reunion. Next, speaking of sisters who are total opposites, Chloe and Halle's response to fans sending them money on TikTok Live is like night and day. Their followers surprise them by buying digital stickers that they can cash in on. Well, Halle isn't feeling financial love from fans, while Chloe wants to know where her bag at.
That is really, really nice, guys, but please, you don't need to send me money.
Wait a minute. Dollar make me holler.
Despite their opposing reactions, they both seem to have the same question. Where is all this money going? Now, Chloe, let us know when you secure the bag. And girl, share any tips you might have with me. Okay. Flavor Flav revealed that his favorite restaurant is Red Lobster. So when he got the news that it was filing for bankruptcy and that several locations were closing, he literally ordered everything on the menu. And now his effort to keep the restaurant around is official. Flav is promoting Crab Fest.
Yeah, boy. When the internet said Red Lobster's going away, boy Flavor Flav said, not today.
Flav says he'll do anything and everything to keep Red Lobster from closing and to save their Cheddar Bay biscuits. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. He's the guy who loves to make us he's the guy who loves to make us laugh, and he has a new special live from Brooklyn, which is lighting up the charts on Netflix. Earlier, we spoke with our friend, comedian Jo Koy.
Please welcome back to DBL, friend of our show, Jo Koy.
Yes. Jo,
looking
good
good,
to
buddy.
see you.
Looking good.
Absolutely looking good as always. So you've had specials in Hawaii, the Philippines, much more. How are these audiences different for you?
I mean, aside from Philippines and Hawaii, that's the easy demo. This tour, I was in London, Ireland, Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, and Norway. And it's just cool to be able to say, I didn't change anything. Laughter is universal now. I feel like it's the new music. It's like music is universal. I feel like comedy is the same way now. It's reaching so far.
Jo, you're the comedian, but I got a joke for you. And it involves Abu Dhabi and the Flintstones. Did you hear this one?
This is good. Is it okay?
No, but Jeff, I'm pretty sure this is gonna crush.
Yeah.
All right, check this out.
You're gonna get it wrong.
I am gonna get it wrong.
Careful.
The people in Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but the people in Abu Dhabi do.
Don't clap for that, Joe. Do not
He
clap.
pulled it out right at the
Come
end,
on.
very seamlessly.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
You know what? You know what would have been really cool, Jeff, if you would have went abby-dabby-doo.
I should have. Listen, I'm just working my material.
Okay.
Working my material.
I know. And it's good.
Thanks for the tip. Thanks for the tip.
Okay.
Speaking of the island life, I didn't know this, but November 24th, sir, is Jo Koy Day in Hawaii. What? How do you see yourself celebrating this amazing holiday for the rest of your life?
All of us celebrate it. I want to celebrate
And
it.
us too.
Me too.
Yeah. And if you're in Hawaii, I open up all the stores for everyone, and you're allowed to take at least one item each. And that's just on Jo Koy Day.
Jo Koy Day.
You know what's crazy? Is they gave me that day. I broke Mariah Carey's record in ticket sales.
Good
Yeah,
for you.
she had like 22,000 tickets sold in this venue, and I sold like 23,500.
Way to
Heck
go.
yes.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was the most tickets sold in the venue, like in like 30 years or something like that. Yeah.
There you go.
Congrats.
All right, if you were president, we're still going with this Jo Koy Day, and you were able to make
Yeah.
it a national holiday, what would the day entail if you wanted to make it a national day?
You have to learn how to say I love you in one different language.
I like it.
It's not hard.
Yep.
No.
Ish libidish.
Google it.
Ish.
Like, we live in a generation where everything is at the fingertips on your hands. And just Google something positive and use it during the day. That way,
like
when
it.
you run into somebody that's from France, you can say I love you in French. If you run into someone from the Philippines, you can say I love you in Tagalog.
Mahal kita mahaganda.
Oh, what was that
That's
one?
Tagalog
Wow.
in Philippines.
Oh my
Beautiful.
gosh.
I love you. Mahal kita mahaganda.
Yes.
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 Mahal
Tori.
kita.
Yeah. Good for her.
Tori.
Okay, good for her.
That was amazing.
I know.
I was like, Je t'aime, te llamo, avni ohevet otka.
Oh, what's that?
What?
Yeah.
Wait, Joe. Hey,
Let's
Joe.
go, Erica.
Joe, I said
Look,
I was.
Al has nothing. Al has nothing.
I was the first to say I
did
love
that.
you first,
You
and then
did.
and I said it in German, Ich liebe dich, and everybody just stumbled all over it.
Right. Way to go, Sam.
Yeah, thank
love
you.
you, Sam.
I like to get some applause too.
Thank you.
We do. Okay. Well,
Al still has said nothing.
I was waiting for my turn.
Al just holding his cue cards like this. All right.
I was just like, is this, did they write this
Try it,
somewhere?
Al. Do it.
All right, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to say it how we say, I love you, bruh.
There you go. There you go.
That's what I would say to my people.
okay.
Yeah.
that's I love you. I love you for the culture.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We tell you this, but every time, if you're ever in Denver, you gotta come sit on the panel because I've also heard you used to like do something with dolphins. So we have a lot to unpack
wanna
with you,
explain
buddy.
that before
I'm
we
not
get
gonna
to
explain it.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to explain it. So Joe,
Yes,
come visit
I
us.
will.
Okay.
Please.
CBO
Don't leave me
Nation,
hanging.
don't miss Jo Koy live from Brooklyn, streaming now on Netflix. Thank
Congrats,
you so
Number
much.
3 in the country.
Yeah.
Congrats, Joe. You deserve it,
We
buddy.
love you, buddy. We'll be right back.
That's what's up, man.
I love you guys.
Dude, come back soon, bro.
Welcome back. If you experience exercise anxiety, you might want to consider cozy cardio. The trend is to work out as light as you need for consistency, like a few sit-ups while watching TV or stretching to your favorite song when you wake up. The key is doing something so simple, you're not even thinking about your goals. So does exercise stress work you out? Or
I'm embarrassed to say I think I have a term now for what I do.
Is it cozy cardio?
I think so, because when I'm like putting my powder on in the morning, I do squats. When I'm watching TV with Mark, I do my sit-ups and my stretches. So I think I'm cozy cardio.
Does Mark say anything about you doing sit-ups in the middle of your favorite show?
No.
That's strange.
How about, like, do you think your kids, like, peek around and you're like this? Yeah. And they're like, Mom's weird.
It's called multitasking.
Yeah. There you go, Erica.
Al, is it?
It's weird. It's weird.
I do more, but too much info.
All right, DBL
Easing
after dark.
into exercise is good for your joints, and you can avoid joint pain with Omega XL. It's a powerful joint support that's helped millions of consumers, and it's backed by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 800-814-6985 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information. You think I'd be able to nail that after like 7 years?
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, we'll see you Monday. Get
Bye,
drunk.
guys.